What's going on, you guys? Today we are checking out Living with the Dark Winters in Sweden, Midnight Sun and Polar Night. I've always been really curious about this. I've never really experienced being anywhere it is still sunlight out past, I don't know, maybe like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that was in Oregon during the summertime. So are people out in the middle of the night, like while it's sunny, or do you still sleep and then go out in the nighttime? I have questions. I would imagine this is probably similar for a lot of the northern countries in Europe. So this one's coming from Joanna Genton. I'm pumped. Smash the like button. Let's dive in.
My name is Jonna, and I live in the north of Sweden.
Jonna, okay. I just said Jonah. My dear God. This girl is probably living her absolute best life.
Sweden is a country with a lot of light. And it's also a country with a lot of darkness. It all depends on what season it is. Just like many other countries in the northern hemisphere, there is a strong contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter. In the winter, it's dark.
Whatever she is filming all of this on, I'm assuming this is drone footage, but her video looks absolutely stunning. Look at this goddamn forest right now.
Almost all the time.
2:19 in the day
and
PM.
In the summer, it's light all the time. During the summer, in the very north of Sweden, the sun never sets between the end of May until the middle of July. So you can see the sun 24 hours a day, and that is called the midnight sun. And then, during the winter in the very north of Sweden, it's the opposite. For a couple of weeks, the sun never rises above the horizon, which means that there is no sunlight for about a month. And that is called the polar night.
Okay.
These extreme contrasts in light is caused by the rotation of the Earth in relation to the position of the sun. And the further north you go, the bigger the contrast. I live in the middle north of Sweden, and if I'm lucky and it's a clear sky, I can see the sun above the treetops for about an hour during the darkest time of the year. It's the middle of the day, and this is how high the sun goes up now. It's just a little bit over the horizon, or over the...
It's like a permanent sunset. That's so crazy.
...the trees. But winters like this one, when it's been cloudy every day, I actually didn't see a glimpse of the sun for over a month. But just a few days ago, now in the beginning of January, I got to feel the sun on my face again.
My wife would go absolutely crazy. Over a month without any sunlight? Our winter lasts like 3 months here, and she goes insane because of how cloudy and gloomy it is. Like, how about no sun at all? No light.
This is the first glimpse of the sun that we see in over a month. Do you see this? And that feeling when you begin to feel the sunlight again in January is always overwhelming. It's like seeing the sun for the first time in your life. Even if it can be hard sometimes with these kinds of light conditions, I really love it and I would never want to change it. I think the light is never as beautiful as it is during these most extreme times of the year. When it's summer, I usually change my rhythm and stay up all nights and then sleep in the forenoon instead. The light is so beautiful in the middle of the night, and as a filmmaker and photographer, it's like a dream to be out and capture the beauty of the bright nights of June.
Can we switch lives?
And then in the winter, even if we don't get so much sunlight, we at least get a few hours of twilight during the day. And that light is the most beautiful kind of daylight that I know. It's like experiencing a long sunrise without a sun.
Weird.
And when it's a clear sky and the sun is rising just a tiny bit above the treetops, it spreads a soft and pink light all over the landscape. And that is beyond beautiful.
Dear God, dude. Sweden looks so fucking beautiful.
Around 3 in the day, it's already getting dark, and it makes the evenings feel never-ending. But the darkness makes...
God, I feel like this would be such a shock to my system. I already don't sleep a lot. And then having to be dark all the time or light all the time, I don't know, maybe it would be good for me. Maybe it would help my sleep or my lack of sleep.
To see what is never visible in the light. Because actually, we do get sunlight from thousands of suns far, far away.
Oh God, the stars are probably to die for.
I live in a place where there's no light pollution, and the night sky is breathtaking. And for me, that is one of the reasons that I really love the winter here.
It looks fake.
And now and then, the sun sends us a greeting in the darkness. Particles from storms on the surface of the sun comes traveling towards the earth, colliding with our magnetic field and creating the aurora borealis, the northern lights that dances in the sky. I can never find the right words to describe how much I love to stand under the northern lights on a cold and dark winter night. I can take the darkness any day, as long as I get to see the stars and the northern lights. It makes it all worth it.
This is really good
there
footage.
Is so much beauty to find in these special kinds of light conditions that we have here in the north, I would lie if I said that it's always easy to live and adapt to them, because it's not. Well, the summer is easy. I don't think you can have too much light. The only thing that people often ask me is if it's harder to sleep when it's light all night. And for me personally, if I want to sleep during the night, I have no problem with that. And for those who do feel like it's a problem, it's easily fixed with some thick and dark curtains.
Yeah. I would feel like I would need dark curtains throughout the whole house though. Because I like it to be dark for a little bit and like actually hang out in the living room, hang out with the kids while it's dark. It would be so weird for it to be like bright and then go into your bedroom and close your blinds and be like, all right, now sleep.
But the winter and the darkness is definitely much more challenging, and I can only speak from my own experience now. The lack of sunlight makes me more tired, and during the darkest and coldest months, between November and March, I sometimes struggle to keep the energy up. It's harder to get up in the morning when it's dark outside. Our body naturally want to wake up with the sun. And in the afternoon, I often get confused with the time, since the darkness makes it feel like it's much later than it actually is. And the lack of daylight makes me struggle more as a filmmaker, since I only have 1 hour of good light to film in a day, compared to the 24-hour of good light in the summer. So the darkness, combined with the cold, make things a bit more challenging.
Not to bring up my wife again, but she is a photographer and she shoots, some weddings, family photos and stuff like that. There's probably a certain time of the year when you're in Sweden where it is perfect for photographers, like she was just saying, because you have like that constant light sunset where, the sun's not too bright and you can just get as many photos. You don't have 20 minutes to shoot your photos like sometimes you do when you're a photographer, which I used to be a videographer, so a little different, but still, there was like a golden hour. That's what they call it. And it's the perfect time to shoot, and it comes and it goes so quick. Whereas here you could literally have hours to do it. That's really, really cool.
I know I'm not the only one struggling to keep up the energy during this time of the year.
It's probably good to have community, yeah? Hell yeah. Get it.
But of
Dear
course,
God.
there's many things you can do to make the winters a little easier. I want to mention a few things that helps me adapt better to the lack of sunlight. For me personally, I think that the tiredness that I feel in the winter is the hardest part. The energy level is so low sometimes. And the cure to that is not always to sleep more. It can actually be to do the opposite. So I try my best to keep being active and moving my body as much as I can. And get as much daylight as possible.
Look at all of that
I
snow.
go for long walks with my dog every day. And if the weather is good, I like to go out in the forest with my snowshoes and my camera, or go skiing. I also love to take ice baths. It's something I started doing a few years ago, combined with breathing exercises using the Wim Hof method. And it
Hell yes. Wim Hof, if you guys have never done that before, you should definitely try it out. I do it about 3 days out of every week, and I've been doing Wim Hof for, gosh, I think I've been going on like 3 or 4 years now. Amazing. Absolutely changes everything in your life. One of the best decisions I ever made to pick that up. Ice baths too. I've done quite a few ice baths, a little bit harder. I have one of the portable ones, but it broke and it's really not that great. I want to buy a really nice one that is like pre-chilled that I can just hop into, but they're expensive.
has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new energy when I need it the most. Going into that freezing water is actually the last thing that my body wants to do in that moment. But putting myself into that kind of discomfort is awakening something in me that helps me reset my body. Believe it or not, but cold swims and cold showers has many good health benefits.
You
It's
actually
not
get
for
used to
everyone,
it
of
too.
course, and it's important to get knowledge before trying an ice bath if you have never done it before. But for me, it has been a great source of energy and joy during the winter time. So, I really feel a big difference in my energy levels in the winter when I move my body in some way. It doesn't need to be a full workout, but just something, a little every day, that makes you feel alive. When we can't get enough energy from the sun, I think it's even more important to make sure that we get enough energy and nutrition from our food. Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save for the winter when we need it the most.
What the heck are those? Hold on.
That we can harvest and save for the winter when we need it the most.
Some peas? Are those like... I have never seen that fruit before. It looks like a watermelon grape. What? Are those grapes? They look so unique. Wow.
Here in the north, we have plenty of berries in the forest, so I like to pick tons of blueberries and lingonberries and put in the freezer so that we can eat berries and drink juice from berries every single day during the whole winter.
This girl's doing her life right. Holy cow.
I also like to pick different herbs that are good for our health and dry them to make my own tea for the winter. One of my favorite teas to drink when it's cold and dark outside is simply made out of birch leaves. I pick them just as they begin to bloom in the spring, while they are still small and light green. And the tea smells and tastes just like how it smells like in the spring. And in the middle of the winter, I think it feels so comforting to have a piece of the spring to remind you of the wonderful time to come when everything is blooming and the birds are singing again. And of course, I also take vitamin D supplements since we don't get anything from the sun in many months.
Okay.
Even though that would never replace the sun, I believe it can help a little bit. The list of things you can do to handle the darkness is endless. These were just to mention a few. But I think that the most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature. I definitely feel a big difference in the energy during summer and winter, both in nature and in myself. And that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, it's just different. I think the winter and the darkness can cause a lot of unnecessary suffering when we are trying to force ourselves to feel the same as we do in the summer. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel lack of inspiration. And it's okay to need more sleep and to let things slow down. A flower would never force itself to bloom in the cold winter. So why would we? This way of thinking changed my way of dealing with the different seasons. I love the winters just as much as I love the summers. They both have their own benefits and challenges. And I think it gets much easier when we let go and accept what we feel instead of fighting it, and accept the cycles in nature and the cycles in ourselves and learn to live with it, like at the dance.
She is, okay, we'll see her dance in a second. She is delivering some bars right now. A lot of truth there. You know, we've thought about moving before too, and we of course want to travel. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to just travel around, go experience different places, and have like a home camp here at the home that we've built. But we have debated moving to places like Florida before, and I always fall back to the same thing where I just don't want to live somewhere where the weather is always the exact same. And Florida's like that. Definitely not like that here, but there's certain places, even where I grew up a little bit in California, it's usually always pretty nice, sunny and 75. And once I moved here and actually experienced seasons for the first time about 6 years ago, it was life-changing, and I love it. Every time winter comes around, I get pumped for winter, even though I may complain to you guys that it's cold. I actually do love it, and her perspective that she's giving here is just right on the money. It's amazing. She's got a great outlook. I really, really like her. I'm gonna hit the subscribe button. Stay subscribed to her. We'll check her out, see if she has some other stuff.
And the cycles in ourselves and learn to live with it, like a dance. So this is how it is to live with the light and the darkness in the north of Sweden, from my perspective. The extreme contrasts in light also creates a bigger contrast to the seasons, and they all have their own beauty. I love the constantly changing seasons, and that you can see and feel how the light changes a little bit for every single day that goes by. The beautiful balance of light and darkness is my greatest source of inspiration, and it makes every day feel new and different.
Absolutely 10 out of 10 video. God, Sweden looks so damn beautiful. I know we've done some Sweden videos, but that was the first time where I actually got to see probably the most of Sweden I've ever seen, of nature at least. So thank you so much for recommending that to me. I absolutely loved it. So, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.